Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Get in here, everyone, one and all. We are waiting for the houseplant. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know this is fast, impromptu. It's much like my love life. Fast and impromptu. Anyway, I'm here strangely. All this is happening so super fast. Had no idea this was happening today, and it happened. So there we go. Can you believe it? So I don't even know the story yet, and I'm going to try to read that, try to find out, catch up. Do all the good stuff. Let's see here. Find somebody I like. Supreme Court overturns Roe vs. Wade is on Fox News. Do I like Fox News? Do I like the Washington Examiner? ABC News laments that fewer black children will be aborted if Roe is overturned. Oh, I can't read for that. Wait for that. Let's see here. History.com. This is what Wikipedia says about it. Reception, opposition, digital developments, role in politics, demographic effects, and opinion polls. Well, we'll come back to that one. The Wikipedia may be a good history lesson. CNBC's alright, right? I do have the volume up. I do. You guys will know when the houseplant starts talking. I have my delicious catered meal here. It is Wonder Bread with peanut butter. So, just watch that. Oh, I have jelly too. So, you better watch out. So good. So good. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this on the White House feed, okay? Because I don't want to miss a second of this. In the meantime, I'm going to read to you some of the articles that are out there. The CNBC Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, ending 50 years of federal abortion rights. As long as you're not being aborted, right? So it was a 5-4 decision. I want to know how that went down. Overturned Roe v. Wade, landmark ruling that established the constitutional right to abortion. Roe, since 1973, had permitted abortions. Do you know that when Roe passed the Supreme Court, originally, they had never seen an ultrasound? Do you think that an ultrasound may have had some effect on things? Darkness Exposed, how are you doing? Wait a second. Darkness Exposed. Hang on. For some reason, I think you've been mentioned. Am I thinking about that? Yes, Darkness Exposed. I've just got your YouTube here. Alright, awesome. Guys, go subscribe to Darkness Exposed. How are you doing, Darkness? I The reason why I know you is because it says that people that watch your channel watch a lot of, in the analytics, it shows these other channels, and your thumbnail stuck out to me. Oh, Mitchell, I'm so sorry. But thank you for stopping by. Just hit that like button on the way out. That's all we care about, right? I'm kidding, Mitchell. But hey, brother, it's Friday night. I love you, man. Can't wait to see you tonight. Yeah, so Darkness Exposed. Welcome to the channel. I hope you come back. Listen tonight. It's Friday Night Live. And it's the start of your weekend. It is the most electrifying show on the tubes. You'll love it. Wait, do you know me? Have you heard me bitch about that? Well, like when I say jelly, in my mind, I mean grape jelly. There is no other jelly. Like, I really do. Like, if they say strawberry or grape, I'm like, oh, I don't even think about strawberry being a jelly. Like, peanut butter and grape jelly. Oh, checking convictions is awesome. Let me tell you what, I love that girl. She is such a hoot, and she was on last Friday night. She may be stopping back in. I don't know. We went long. It was like she couldn't get enough of it. We were the drug of her choice. So, yeah, I hope you come over. Be awesome. This whole analytical thing's got me. I think it's hilarious, and I'm like, Darkness Exposed. Like, why is that a thing? And then I was like, where have I seen that? So I searched you on YouTube, right? I come up to your channel, and I'm like, oh, now I recognize it from all that stuff, the analytics. And the first thing I see down here is the Gabby Petito thumbnails you've got. And I'm like, oh man, like Gabby Petito must be still my trending thing. Because they've got a few of the people that were Gabby Petito people are, some reason connected to this thing. My channel. Sorry. Cool Frog, I am not eating Kentucky jelly. Anyway, I'm going to get back here to this article real quick. So again, it's CNBC, the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, ending 50 years of federal abortion rights. Now, here are my questions I want to know. Oh man, I need to put this up in Discord. I forgot about that. I haven't told anybody that I'm on. Here are the questions. Is this the same decision that was leaked out? Right? So, Amy, what's up? Amy, big day today. Big day yesterday. It's awesome. Because yesterday's ruling was all about strict scrutiny. I mean, people think it was all about. I know there were 3 rulings yesterday, but the big headline rulings were the concealed carry gun laws, and the other one today is, of course, Roe v. Wade, which I think is funny. They released it after the Supreme Court left town. They said, "I'm not putting up with you people." So all the Supreme Court justices are on vacation, but yesterday was missed by everything. It was strict scrutiny applies to all constitutional rights. I mean, that's the way it is for every single other right except for the Second Amendment. Lawmakers want to say, oh, it's just an idea. And, it's funny. Only laws that they feel that should apply. And it's laws that don't apply to them but apply to you. And that's not how laws are. Laws apply to everyone equally. This ruling, if it's the same that was leaked out, is about the 10th Amendment, which is a great win for everybody because you want your state. What's best for Connecticut is not what's best for California. right? I mean, we know this. What's best for Washington is not what's best for Florida. I mean, they're on the two opposite ends of the country, right? Texas and Maine. I mean, that's the reason why we have states' rights. And we live in these communities called states.
Today is a
Oh, here we go. Going live now.
hyperbole to suggest a very solemn moment.
Solemn.
Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people
Nope.
that it had already recognized. They
Wrong.
didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it. It's a sad day for the court and for the country. 50 years ago, Roe v. Wade was decided and has been the law of the land since then.
By justices who
This
had never
landmark
seen
case
a
protected women's
sonograph.
right to choose, her right to make intensely personal decisions with their doctor, free from the interference of politics.
Women still have a right to choose.
It reaffirmed basic principles of equality, that women have the power to control their own destiny.
Yeah, they can use
And it
birth control.
reinforced a fundamental right of privacy, the right of each of us to choose how to live our lives.
Then what's the Patriot Act?
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk. As chairman and
Nope, it's
ranking
not.
member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, as vice president and now as president of the United States, I've studied this case carefully. I've overseen more Supreme Court confirmations than anyone today, where this case
Yeah, you've been there
was
100
always
years.
discussed. I
Remember
believe
what he
Roe v.
did
Wade
to
was the
Clarence
correct
Thomas?
decision as a matter of constitutional law and application of the fundamental right to privacy and liberty in matters of family and personal autonomy. It was a decision on a complex matter that drew a careful balance between a woman's right to choose earlier in her pregnancy and the state's ability to regulate later in her pregnancy. A decision with broad national consensus that most Americans of faith and backgrounds found acceptable, and that have been the law of the land for most of the lifetime of Americans today. And it was a constitutional principle upheld by justices appointed by Democrat and Republican presidents alike. Roe v. Wade was a 7-2 decision written by a justice appointed by a Republican president, Richard Nixon. In the 5 decades that followed Roe v. Wade, justices appointed by Republican presidents from Eisenhower, Nixon, and Reagan, George W. Bush, were among the justices who voted to uphold the principles set forth in Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, well, these.
It was 3 justices named by one president.
Oh, it's
Donald
Trump's
Trump.
fault. It's
who
Trump's
caused
fault.
Today's decision to upend the scales of justice and eliminate a fundamental right for women in this country. Make no mistake, this decision is a culmination of a deliberate effort over decades to upset the balance of our law. It's a realization
It's not.
of extreme ideology and a tragic error by the Supreme Court, in my view. The court has done what it has never done before,
guy fell
expressly
off his
take
bike
away
this
a
weekend.
constitutional right that is so fundamental to so many Americans that had already been recognized. The court's decision to do so will have real and immediate consequences.
What's your granddaughter's name,
State
Joe?
laws banning abortion are automatically taking effect today, jeopardizing the health of millions of women, some without exception.
So having a
So
baby
extreme that
is
women could be
jeopardizing
punished
your
for
health.
protecting their health. So extreme that women and girls were forced to bear their rapist's child.
Not true.
The child of
Not true at all. That's a flat out lie.
It just
No, he's
stuns
lost.
me. So extreme that doctors will be criminalized for fulfilling their duty to care.
It's not true. No, that's in the
Imagine
decision.
having young women have to carry a child of incest as a consequence of incest.
That's not true.
No option. Too often the case. The poor women are going to be hit the hardest.
Why'd you shower with your daughter Jill when she was 12?
In fact, the court laid out state laws criminalizing abortion that go back to the 1800s as rationale. The court literally
The abortions
taking
go back to the
America back
1800s.
150 years. This is a sad day for the country, in my view. But it doesn't mean the fight's over. Let me be very clear and unambiguous. The only way we can secure a woman's right to choose, the balance that existed, is for Congress to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade as federal law.
Well, then pass the
No
constitutional
executive
amendment.
action from the president can do that. And if Congress, as it appears, lacks the votes to do that now, voters need to make their voices heard. This fall, we must elect more senators and representatives who will codify women's right to choose into federal law once again.
So the
Elect
growth
more
of big
state
government. See
leaders
what
to
I
protect
said about this
right
was a win for
at the
10th
local
Amendment.
level. We need to restore the protections of Roe as law of the land. We need to elect officials who will do that. This fall, Roe is on the ballot. Personal freedoms are on the ballot.
Yeah,
Right to privacy, liberty, equality.
right
all
to keep
on
and
the
bear
ballot.
arms.
Until then, I will do all of my power to protect a woman's right in states where they will face the consequences of today's decision. While the court's decision cast a dark shadow over a large swath of the land, many states in this country still recognize a woman's right to choose. So, if a woman lives in a state that restricts abortion, the Supreme Court's decision does not prevent her from traveling from her home state to the state that allows it. It does not prevent a doctor in
Jeez.
that state from treating her. As the Attorney General has made
Californians
clear, women
ought to be able to
must
cross state
remain
lines to buy
free
guns.
travel safely to another state to seek care they need.
Why can't we
My
buy handguns in
administration will
different
defend
states?
that bedrock right. If any state or local official, high or low, tries to interfere with a woman's exercising her basic right to travel, I will do everything in my power to fight that deeply un-American attack. My administration will also protect a woman's access to medications that are approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, like contraception, which is essential for preventative health care, mifepristone, which the FDA approved 20 years ago
Oh,
to
jeez.
safely end early pregnancies and is commonly used to treat miscarriages.
How
Some
did
states
it earn?
are saying that they'll try to ban or severely restrict access to these medications. But extremist governors and state legislators are looking to block the mail or search a person's medicine cabinet or control a woman's actions by tracking data on her apps she uses are wrong and extreme and out of touch.
But you're doing that. They did that with
majority of Americans.
Corona.
The American Medical Association, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists wrote to me and Vice President Harris stressing that these laws are not based on evidence and asking us to act to protect access to care. They say by limiting access to these medicines, maternal mortality will climb in America. That's what they say. Today, I'm directing the Department of Health and Human Services to take steps to ensure these critical medications are available to the fullest extent possible. And the politicians
Yeah, they're
cannot
more-
interfere in the decisions that should be made between a woman and her doctor. And my administration
You
will
do it
remain
all the time.
vigilant
Have you
as the
been
implications of
vaccinated?
this decision play out. I've warned about how this decision risks the broader right to privacy for everyone. That's because Roe recognized the fundamental right to privacy that has served as a basis for so many more rights that we've come to take for granted, that are ingrained in
Cannon
the
Claus, it's
fabric
good to see you, and you're so right.
the right to make the best decisions for your health, the right to use birth control, a married couple in the privacy of their bedroom, for God's sake, the right to marry the person you love.
Oh, now it's going back to.
Justice Thomas said as much today. He explicitly called
Oh, he hates him. He hates
to
that black guy.
reconsider the right of marriage equality, the right of couples to make their choices on contraception. This extreme and dangerous path the court is now taking us on.
What's the extreme path?
Let me close with 2 points.
What is he even
First,
talking about?
I call on everyone, no matter how deeply they care about this decision, to keep all protests peaceful. Peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. No intimidation. Violence is never acceptable. Threats and intimidation are not speech. We must stand against violence in any form, regardless of your rationale. Second, I know so many of us are frustrated and disillusioned that the court has taken something away that's so fundamental. I know so many women are now going to face incredibly difficult situations.
How are these any
I hear
different?
you. I support you. I stand with you. The consequences and the consensus of the American people, core principles of equality, liberty, dignity,
Fires
and
are
the
peaceful.
stability of the
So
rule
true.
of law demand that Roe should not have been overturned. With this decision, the conservative majority of the Supreme Court shows how extreme it is, how far removed they are from the majority of this country. They've made the United States an outlier among developed nations in the world. But this decision
Young
must
girl.
not be the final word. My administration will use all of its appropriate lawful powers, but Congress must act. And with your vote, you can act. You can have the final word. This is not over. Thank you very much. More to say this in weeks to come. Thank you.
So there you go. The house plant has spoken, and yeah, that's it. So, what do you think? I didn't, I showed there are a couple of things I should have written down. One is he talked about such a fundamental right, and I know this is where we get into whataboutisms. We're not going to do that. When you go out and you talk to people and stuff like this, and they say, blah, 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 it's banning all this stuff. And they say, no, it's not. It's not. It's enforcing the 10th Amendment. Allows your state to choose, your state lawmakers. These are people you sit next to in church. These are people you sit next to in restaurants. You see them at stop signs. You need to know who your state representative and your state senator are. Okay? And this is giving the rights back to them. And they are the ones that are going to be... houseplant. Yeah, he's weird. A puppet with nothing yet to say. But no, he said a lot. But you have to think about, Kristen, what's going on? You have to think about how he says things to understand what he's really saying. He said a lot of stuff. He used the keywords like fundamental right. Fundamental right, though, applies to things like everything in the Bill of Rights. These were rights that were, guaranteed to us by our Creator. Somebody somewhere at one time put in one of my things like, I don't believe in God, or the founding fathers didn't believe in God, so who is their creator they're talking about? I was like, mommy and daddy? You are, by being created, a human being. I believe that humans are a very special species. I mean, Hollywood even thinks so, right? Every movie about an alien invasion is because they want to study humans. Hopper here. All I heard is that your kids smell good, and I hate corn and corn pop. Let's see here. Yeah, no questions. Yeah, he can't take questions at all. I love this. Word salad. That is a great term. These are things I need to start using. Word salad. Kids smell good. Houseplant. That is from a good friend of the show, Sully. She says he's just a houseplant. He's just sitting there and you got him covering up a stain on the carpet. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, and it probably stained the carpet too, because he pooped himself. right there. I mean, this is a guy that bragged about pooping himself. Yeah, Darkness Exposed, agrees, Cool Frog. Word salad is what it is. Word salad has to become a new thing. Hang on here. Look at this. And leak. So, but yeah, his thing about like fundamental rights. He's just okay. The Roe vs. Wade is a very heated topic, and I'm again, if you're having an abortion, I believe that's between you and your creator. But if you want to look at history and talk about abortion and stuff like that, that's fine. Abortion was popularized by a eugenics believer, supporter of eugenics, which we're told today is a flawed science. Yet your doctor always asks you if your family has a history of, before when you go in, did your family have a history of diabetes or blood pressure? That's asking about eugenics, basically. Mountain Girl, it is Friday. It is awesome. Got awesome people here. Darkness Exposed, I've talked to. I said, hey, you got to come back and check out tonight. I was like, Friday Night Live is the most electrifying night of your weekend. We start it up. We crank it up. Get your, a lot of people are drinking this thing called White Claw. I don't know what it is. I'm not touching it. But if you got your White Claw, because claws come out on Friday night. Is that your pickup line? Hey, baby, I've had a vasectomy. No, but good point right there. Good point. And I agree with you too, Dragon Man. That whole thing, I didn't even read the quote unquote leak because it's I didn't think it would be true, and I was surprised. I saw that it was a 5-4 decision, so I don't know who the 5 are. I like that this was Trump's fault. Did you notice that? 3 of these justices. Mountain Girl is, if you guys are a fan of the Wild West, Mountain Girl reminds me of Kate of Doc Holliday fame, and I think she'd be sitting there sipping a whiskey with everybody. Yeah, that's why I hear all these guys are drinking White Claw, right? Doesn't Brandon Herrera drink that stuff? The AK guy? Awesome. Darkness Exposed. Thank you. I'm trying to get over to Gaming Claws. We're gonna Gaming White Claws. Oh gosh. Let's see here. Where was I going with all this stuff? I'm sorry. I got lost. I just turned it to Joe Biden. I dig emoji speak, by the way. So, Darkness Exposed. I've said multiple times that I love emojis. I know as a man you're not supposed to do that, but I love emojis because it's like talking in cartoons. So, White Rabbit is going to be there. Oh, that's right, Amy. Thank you. Yes, Darkness Exposed and the Gaming Claws. Ooh, take my breath away. It is. Pants are always optional on Friday night. It's pants or no pants. Even though the caveat is that yoga pants are a particular kind of no pants. Now, I don't have any. If you're a dude wearing yoga pants, whatever you're into, whatever's your kink. But It is a yes, I love emojis and gifs. Oh, just totally. A good gif is great. That should be my statement. That should be my statement. That should be on. You ever thought about? Oh man, could you? I'm surprised that trolling tombstones hasn't become a thing. Like, I don't know what a tombstone cost, but I mean, I could imagine people buying tombstones, and putting like at false graves, right? I mean, couldn't you see this? It's like, here lies Jane. She was allergic to alcohol. It turned her stupider than normal. And just leave that as your tombstone for all the world of eternity to see. I don't know. Skirts count as pants or no pants. I'm not being sexist. You gotta inform me. When you're wearing a skirt, do you feel like you're wearing pants? Oh, uh-oh. Rabbit's telling a story. Frosty After Dark wears yoga pants. That is awesome. That is her no pants of choice. Let's see here. Yoga pants. I'm sorry, Rabbit, but you are wrong here. Yoga pants. Oh, no, wait. I didn't see you say no pants. They count as no pants. Yes, you are correct. Oh, gosh. I thought you said they count as pants. I can't read. It's, the jelly hasn't hit me. It is chicken candy. Or chicken sucker. Ooh, gross. Well, you know what? You just keep on with the skirts then, because you should feel alive, free, and breezy. Hey, what about kilts? Is that a thing? I think they're kind of funny looking, personally. But, hey, what I like about alcohol is that it not only makes you sexy, it makes me look sexy. So the more you drink, the more I look sexy. But kilts are a man skirt. Frosty, thank you. I get it now. Hey, I'm from Tennessee, and I know that the white ones are hens. Okay, but I figured it out. I got back into the internet there for a second. I have to get off the farm more often. Make kilts great again. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if we just had if there was a revolution of kilts? Oh gosh. Jane, thank you for stopping by. Be back tonight. And, yes, I get the chickens. I figured out I needed Frosty to help me. Anyway, this, Joe Biden, though, I don't know. I mean, it's weird because yesterday we had the decision come out about concealed carry, which it wasn't a thing about guns. It was about strict scrutiny applying to all of the constitutional amendments, which is a good thing. There's one about Miranda and 1983 cause of actions, which has me worried. They've been using some very creative and smart attorneys have been using civil rights, denial of civil rights, in police detainments. And stuff is actionable under that. And it's, I don't know, I think it's a good one. It's true. It's stuff like medical malpractice, you'll see. So let's say a doctor. First of all, 5% of doctors cause 95% of medical malpractice claims. Is that not a wild statistic? And so I don't feel sorry when they say, oh, the cost of medicine's so high because of medical malpractice insurance. Yeah, there's a reason. Doctors are a self-governing group that need to take out the doctors, the 5%ers, that are causing all the problems. Yes! RJ, you're in Discord. After the show, I'll be over there and I'll be harassing you. I'm sure that everybody will be coming out of the woodwork now. So, wait, hold on. Candidates regulated. Oh, yes. Hang on a second. Yes, you're right. Not all are arrogant. Boy, that's weird how I had two come in and just jump. Yes, I understand that. Yes. Listen, it's that happened. I mean, it's I consider it malpractice when I'm telling the doctors that a patient there can't take a certain kind of medicine. I'm like, I know how this person is. They won't do well with this. Don't give them this. And they go, but I just feel it's an opioid, right? And they go, well, I just feel like they're in pain. I'm like, give them a Tylenol. Oh, but it needs the severity. I'm like, well, you don't know they're in pain or not because they're not conscious. And they go ahead and they give them the opioids. And I'm like, they try to find reasons to do what they want to do. And I'm sitting here going, this is not right. Yeah. Doctors are much worse than lawyers. Oh, dude, that was huge. Always get a second opinion. Always get a second opinion. Yeah, that's our pharmacists here have to be able to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, until you get to 30 or 60, or depending on the prescription. But anyway, it's the whole thing. Well, what got me started on this? It was Biden, his thing about he was talking about, oh, we're gonna prove this stuff. None of this stuff was truly addressed, and this is what it boils down to. This should not be an issue. Roe versus Wade should not be talked about. It should. There's nobody that needs to be sitting here going, oh yeah, like anything, because it doesn't affect most people. First of all. And a lot of the ones that it affects, the only ones that it should affect, the only people this should affect are people that are terminating or using abortion for birth control. Because in the United States, abortion should never be used as a form of birth control. We have too many other options out there. Abortion has too many side effects. Mentally and physically, and as a society, it's do you support it? It's another way to numb your senses to the support of this type of callous behavior, and it's not. I don't know everybody's on Supreme Court, but what is it? It's nine people are on. But it's this. So all this ruling, all it's doing is it's saying that your state, your community, your values, and let me tell you, as people are moving right now, a lot of people are moving to other states, right? And they're coming in. And you can tell right away they don't have your state's values. They don't understand. They didn't learn your state's histories. And that means a lot because that's that sense of community. That's why we gathered together as a group. Why did the Mayflower come together? It wasn't because they hated each other. You know, it's because they all shared the same values and the same goals. And that's why we say tribes. All right, a tribe of people, or like, it's common to say my tribe. These people are my tribe. It's a term of art. Talk about a close connection that you share with each other. I'm a fan of the TV show The Walking Dead. Look how it's explored the issue. You got people have gone feral, and they have little communities. If you live in a city or a pocket of cities, you have a lot of times you have a big metropolitan, and then you have like the little towns on the outside, the suburbs, right? Look how different it is when you go to the city versus in your suburbs or in your littler city, next to it. Or if you have, like I said, like a cluster of cities, there's several tri-cities throughout the United States, or the Twin Cities. And, each one is so different. Like Kansas City's in 2 states. They're very, 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 very different. All right. Hey, somebody with a wrench watched this stuff. Anyway, I live behind enemy lines. I'm always behind enemy lines. Yeah, it's not. Well, you gotta be careful you see children, because Biden did just speak. You know what? These people are so self-serving. Here's a question, because this was a popular thing when Orange Man Bad was president. Is they kept saying, "Oh, he's paid for abortions," and they were trying to find times when he's paid for abortions. He had all these women, and he was having abortions every day. This is what they're obsessed with. They're obsessed with having sex and aborting children. And I'm like, what is going on here? Why don't we just take a chill pill on all this stuff? I know the saying, sex is like air, where you're not getting any, becomes very important to you. But at the same time, sex should not alone drive a society. Look at the hippie movement of the 60s. It's all, you can find documentaries on it. You can find the old History Channel back when they had history. They used to do some great stuff on the 60s. And like the 1969, the Summer of Love. That's the summer when everybody started you had serial killers. I think you had the Manson family that summer. You had Woodstock, which was how many diseases do you think got spread in Woodstock? Oh my gosh. And it's a weird thing. It's a great casino boat. But yeah, this one, you said, I talked about children. I was like, well, you gotta watch out because, look, we got a guy who likes to smell kids. No, we're not. And here's the problem with, it's okay. I used to say that, like a super majority on either side is not really a good thing. Like, I like the art of the argument. And just because I disagree with you doesn't mean that your argument doesn't have good, valid points. And those good points in your argument, they can be accepted into making good legislation for the better of society. But we don't have that. It is all or nothing. It's now sports ball, right? I mean, it's a sporting event. I call it sports ball because it's baseball, football, basketball, soccer ball, volleyball, all rolled into one. It's sports ball, and that's what we've turned politics into. And they're got teams, and it's the only people that profit from this are at the top. geez, I mean, it's just like, look at the history. Look at history of the Civil War with a fresh perspective. Go into it and say, I have no idea what it was about. Take away any prejudices you have against about slavery or any of that stuff, and just figure it as being like, okay, all these things were accepted norms. What happened here? And you can start seeing the manipulation. You think the South fought, or you think the guys that were out there dying in the fields were fighting to keep the 1/2% elitist back home plantation people slaves? Because the others, they didn't have slaves, they couldn't afford them. I mean, I started thinking about this when I was in law school, because the conversation started coming up one day. What are you going to do when you get out of school? And a guy said, I'm terrified. I don't want to start my own practice. And I don't want to work for anybody either. I said, well, what terrifies you about it? And he said, well, I don't want to have to hire a secretary, somebody to answer the phones when I'm not there. Because, and this was the most sound reasoning. This guy was very, very thoughtful. When he said something, it was no BS. He said, I don't want to be responsible for a secretary having to eat. I'm like, wow. Like, I never thought of that like that. If you fail, you can't make payroll. So that's the same thing. If you look at, like, why are these guys fighting for these plantation dudes, right? They're not, you don't want to die in these awful deaths and these awful times. And nothing was good for the soldier on either side. But just go in there and start looking at it, and it's the same thing you see today. They were push and a push and a push to be more divisive, to try to rally two sides to get against each other. Who profited? Steel profited at the end of the day. They made the steel for the railroads. The railroads profited. Gun companies did, but what's funny is the gun companies, their profit is not, it wasn't like it was before all this. So, I mean, a lot of the companies were at the edge of bankruptcy, but they employed a lot of people in the areas that had the money, like Connecticut, New York. Remington, I think, is in New York. Colt was in Connecticut. Smith & Wesson is in Massachusetts. All those were around in the Civil War. There's a saying in law school that you'll never see a lawyer pass a bar. It is... Yeah, there's a lot to that. A lot to that, too. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. People don't want to be accountable for their actions. This is... Gaming Clause has it. Gaming Clause, I assume you're a gamer. All right? I know. I'm a genius, right? So, it's like Xbox or PlayStation. Well, I mean, they both have, their thing. Right now, I think Xbox has, with that subscription they have, that was like $15 a month, you get every game on every system. You get it on your computer, you get it on your Xbox, you get it on your mobile phone. I mean, I was playing Gears of War last night. On my phone, and I mean, I think that's just, those are my reasons for Xbox. Other people are PlayStation. They'll say, well, I like PlayStation because this one game is on it. Hey, I understand. I wish Sega would come back just to make Sonic the Hedgehog games. Hey, I've got a Nintendo. Why do I have Nintendo? Nobody else has Mario Kart. So, we can accept duality of thoughts. And that duality of thought may help our own decision making. But we don't have that. It's because we're being drawn. Call of Duty, I would love to be playing that on my phone, except it isn't online, and I always hate it because as soon as I land somewhere, I get sniped. Like, I like playing against the computer, not other people. There we go. That's a difference of it's a mutual thing, mutual game. We both like it. But I don't like and don't play it because I want to play against the computer. And I don't want to play against people. Yeah, Sonic's also on Nintendo Switch. Volstorm has entered the chat. This is fabulous. He's doing research. Since he escaped from the Black Ops station, he's been building his own compound. And he's protecting it with turrets, cannonballs. He's becoming a pirate. Notice the imagery on the patch there on the avatar. So it is wonderful having him here. He is deep in research because tonight is when he lets his guard down. He has hired security to come in and watch his possessions. And he does Friday Night Live right here. Get your weekend started. It is going to be fabulous. John Smith, how are you doing? Still love this avatar. Yeah. No, what you're saying about how people think they know best. That's a pet peeve of mine. There's a trend in this country that just because you have thought. Now, and this is, I'm going to get lost myself when I try to explain this, so try to keep up. These people that they think that just because a thought popped into their mind, that their mind, I guess, like they think their mind is better than everybody else's, or that they're the only person that has thoughts that pop into their mind, and so that somehow makes their thoughts more precious. And they try to force that on you. Oh, Rebecca will be back at 9 o'clock for Friday Night Live. This is just I covered the Biden word salad that just went over. But anyway, yeah, they have this idea, and they just automatically know the best, and they can't be faced with opposition to that because they have this. It's a fear factor. What if they're wrong? And the same thing, those same people, though, oftentimes they don't realize the language of, we are guaranteed these rights by our Creator. And it was Thomas Jefferson had even written, like, he cannot be held accountable if he's out walking in the woods and a random thought comes up. Why he cannot be held legally liable for a random thought about something. That's not under his control. He was given that by his Creator. Anyway, yes, John Smith, I agree with you. I went a long way about it, but thank you. I'm embarrassed. Whenever I'm done with the topic, I come to a conclusion, I get embarrassed and stop because I'm like, well, I got nothing else to say. All these are on mobile, aren't they? Wait, I know PUBG. I've seen Apex Legends, but I don't know DayZ. Volstorm, can you see RJ? He has that finger up still. Oh, there you go. Volstorm says he sees all. Whoops, hang on, hit the wrong thing. Volstorm, can you see Rebecca? I think the cameras are only at RJ's. Oh, awesome. Get back to work, Claus. Thank you for stopping by. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button. We're going to run this algorithm into the ground. Could you imagine this, the way my randomness of my brain works and the algorithm try to keep up with it? Gosh, we may have freedom in our time. Let's see here. Also just... Evidently, the block party's at Volstorms. I didn't realize that. Is Purple Knights doing game night tonight? Is that what it is? Yeah, go over there and give. If is she live streaming? She live streams 24 hours. I swear. Whenever you see Purple live streaming, just run by and hit the like thing. Um, the like thing. It's a thumbs up, isn't it? Let's see here. Far less populists and the far right populists have more in common than not. Both sides hate foreign wars and government elites. And they used to love free speech. I don't know if that's still true, but yeah, you're right. And you know what? A lot of leftists. Go over to Reddit. There's a subreddit over there called what is it? Liberals for Guns or gun owning liberals. It's fascinating. It's fascinating because you don't think of those two being mutually agreeable. He's testing out new deep state toys. Did y'all ever see the movie Enemy of the State with Gene Hackman and Will Smith? I just saw that was up on one of the things. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Frosty's there co-hosting. If you go over, you listen to Frosty talk, you'll never come back. I'm just gonna warn you guys right now. Her voice is it's like the siren song. Is that right? They lure you in, of course, ultimately to your death. I don't think Frosty's luring you into your death, but you can't go away once you hear her talk. Let's see here. The Brain Train. That's not me, that's for sure. Oh yeah, hey, go cheer up Purple. Go after this. Go to Purple. Was it Purple Nights? I just searched for it on YouTube. It's Purple Nights. Give her a like. Say I sent you. Give her some orange hearts. FNL is always a party. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's more subcultures now. It's weird. It's I don't know. It's good. It's bad. Here's something, and it's something I think the shutdown gave everybody, and I hate seeing it kind of go away now. But excuse me, I wasn't expecting a yawn to come. But people really got into hobbies, and some people like really obsessed over these things. And the analogy that I have for it is the ship in a bottle. I think that'd be so cool, right? I would never be able to build a ship in a bottle. I don't even know what I think. Evidently there's a Lego ship in the bottle. Now I could probably do that one. And there's a couple of YouTube videos on ship in a bottle. Very neat content. That's something that it's that subculture, right? It's like stamp collecting or maybe like coin collecting, even though coin collecting has the whole, precious metals thing. But yeah, it's when people get into like a certain type and that's what they want and that's what they like. And it really gets them going. Oh, I'll tell you, the other one I'm really seeing a lot of is making your own watches. And like that is something I actually have an interest in. I would like to think I could do it one day. I have a neighbor that made a cuckoo clock. Yeah, a real live cuckoo clock. Well, it's not a live cuckoo, but it moves around. He bought all the parts from Germany, puts them all together. And when you say make, I guess that's really is making them work, making the parts work together, because that's the whole thing that's what Swiss movement is all about, is that the jewelers that are putting the parts together know what they're doing. It's like a Mercedes, like AMG, where the engines are hand built by one person. The person that builds an AMG engine, his signature is engraved on that engine. Did I just miss White Rabbit? Let's see here. Oh, to the link. Awesome. Uh, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to read all these. White Rabbit, I don't feel as bad. I can't, since he can't keep up with the chat. Man, yes, yes. Hobby for 2020 was getting a puppy. We got the puppy, and now I'm dropping the ball on him. He's a beautiful, intelligent Labrador that needs lots of practice. Um, oh, there you go. It's Family Feud, Capper. Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Go to Purple Knights. Tell her I said hi. Send her orange hearts if you do, because her thing is purple hearts. Yes, I am a live cuckoo. I resemble that remark. Yeah, don't do that. Bill was a horse that kicked my mom in the head when she was a child. It's a bad thing. Um, oh, I try to remember that. I remember that. Um, no, I was doing really well with getting him trained. I've had one, two, three, four. This is my fourth Labrador. I've done the training, professional training with two of them, and I mean, we just want we are not allowed to have a hunting dog unless it's hunting for cookies, or a place to sleep. Um, let's see here. Oh, is it on? Is she talking? Ah, that's not it. Well, this is upcoming. All right. Well, hey, guess what? I will. Cool Frog, thank you. Yeah, I should cover it, right? Yeah, I'm going to. Uh, so I'm going to end this and start up a new one for Harris, I guess. Maybe. Gosh, 1:30. When's she going to talk? What time's she supposed to? Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Frosty. Um, yeah, this has been a great word salad of Biden's. Oh, yes. Yep. I do have a blue tick coonhound. And even when she's not hunting, she's hunting. Is the. Ah, man, that dog. It is so funny. It's like if I hide something, I tell her she's got to go find it. She looks at me like she's disappointed in me. She's like, "Really, you're gonna make me do this?" But once her nose starts moving, oh my gosh, it's amazing to watch her. Like she likes. I don't even know how to describe all this stuff. A coonhound, I think are wonderful dogs. You just need some land though, because you gotta let them out and just run all day. Uh, ours, uh, ours had me, and I'm not a runner, but I was doing 10 miles a day walking her. Not 10, 5 miles a day walking her. Yeah, she talks between the cackling. That's so weird. Does she not realize this by now? And we all know it's when she's nervous and doesn't know the answer. And I'll tell you what, she, Kuna has never caught a rabbit. That is true. Has no interest. I've seen a rabbit running across the street in front of her, and she will not catch it. She will not even look twice. Of course, I also saw a family of raccoons walk in front of her, and she didn't look twice. So uh, she's special. She knows how to pester me. All right, guys. Well, listen, I love y'all. I'm gonna get off and restart a thing for Harris if she comes on, because this is just what today is. It's a big, big news day, And if I'd known Harris was going to be on afterwards, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. This has to be addressed. Yeah, when they look at you, it's like they're studying you. Yeah, I figured that one out. And like, when I figured it out, I started realizing it's little things like whenever I come home, she comes up and she loves on me, but she puts her nose up and starts smelling. And I figured out what she wants is she wants to smell my breath. She wants to know if I've had anything to eat. Yeah, and it's like, it's so weird how the way then she'll like smell my shoes because she wants to know where I've walked. And then she looks at me and it's like, I could tell, like, if I were to go to Chick-fil-A without her, oh my gosh, dude, my night would be hell. Oh, gosh. Because when she plays, she just starts yelling and gets the Labrador excited, and there's no chance of having a conversation. Sorry, I just went to therapy. Oh yeah, I've got horrible. I am not the K-Town daddy, that is for sure. Was that Terry Lindell? Was that his name? The K-Town daddy? Yeah, stubborn dogs. That's why I like Labradors. But and also I love German Shepherd. I love my Coonhound. Don't get me wrong, she's my girl. Oh my gosh. But she, like I tell people, I'm like, she broke me and I broke her, and that's how we became friends. Oh gosh! All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna get off and get on the Harris stream. And so come give a like, and she can smell everything. Like, I wonder, like, if I sweat. Oh, you know what? I need to eat I need to eat some like habaneros. Yeah, I know, I'm that guy. And see if I could sweat out like like habanero. Oh, that would make her upset. Oh yeah, yeah. You went to Fox. The Fox went to Fox and missed out. Well, I got to don't give my secrets away. Oh my gosh. Uh, two opposite ends too. All right, well, listen, guys, appreciate you being here. I'm going to jump off. Going to try to see about Harris because it's big news days. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. And wherever you are, Godspeed, everybody. So, thank you, and